This is a Dodge Cummins 12 valve. I'd like to mount it on this stand. Prior to doing that, I'll need to remove the clutch assembly off the back here. And I've already marked the flywheel and the pressure plate so that I can put them together the way they came apart. So it's possible that the flywheel and the pressure plate were balanced as a set, but I suspect that they were balanced separately, but I don't know. And this is the input shaft from the transmission. So this input shaft used to run in this clutch, and what I noticed about this input shaft is it's quite rough on the surface here where it goes into the pilot bearing. So I suspect that that pilot bearing in the flywheel is probably seized up. You'll probably be able to see the fingers on the pressure plate move as I release the bolts. So that's why I'm not doing, all at once. So now I know why the input shaft looked kind of rough where it enters the pilot bearing. So basically, it's just the outer shell that's left of the pilot bearing. The bearing part is gone. Here's some stuff I found out about this flywheel. It's got some unusual marks on it, almost as if somebody has been in here and with some sort of a tool to maybe try and do some sort of a resurfacing. You can see that those marks, they're somewhat circular. They extend into the inner part of the flywheel where the clutch doesn't even run. So that's and I'm trying to figure out what kind of a tool that was. Like if it was like on a grinder, it would be, I don't know, it just trying to figure out what's been going on here. So there's that. Yeah, and so it's got the typical hot spots, which is not really that unusual for an older clutch. Another hot spot there. And I circled some areas, what looks like cracks. So there's one there. And yeah, another one here. And smaller ones like that here. Oh, and so before I started the video, I had also noticed that you see how the teeth are wore down on the flywheel here. So the starter has been grinding away on some parts of the teeth of the flywheel. So basically, I guess what I'm saying is that this is pretty much scrap. So I think I can remove this seal mount before I put the whole engine on the engine stand. I got these bolts off from the bottom of the oil pan. There's 4, and then these around here, and it's already loose. So with the oil pan in place, I think it can still come out of there. So in behind the flywheel and on the end of the crank here, you can see more of that pilot bearing in pieces. So that's that's in pretty bad shape. Here's one of the bad spots on the flywheel where the starter has been grinding away at the teeth. The clutch disc, it looks like it has a fair amount of wear. The rivets are still below the surface. And I was also having a look at the hub itself for cracks, and I didn't see any. And so that part is looking pretty good. But this clutch disc is, I'm not gonna reuse this disc. And the pressure plate, it doesn't look bad, but it's best to replace all three as a set: clutch, flywheel, pressure plate. Yeah, so I don't think I would have been able to get that seal mount off the back of the engine once it was on the engine stand here. Well, anyways guys, thanks for checking out another video.